It's Rebellion Week with XR NYC. You're thinking of taking nonviolent direct action this week to draw attention to the climate crisis, because nothing else has worked. Here's some basics that you need to know to help keep you safe and to be most effective doing your direct action. First, XR has action commitments. So we ask this week that you abide by these commitments. They include refraining from violent language when interacting with the police. So no praising or thanking or clapping for the police, but also no cursing out the police, no provoking the police, and no antagonization of the police. Other things we recommend: if somebody is inconvenienced by your action and comes over and is angry, we suggest that people work on de-escalating the situation and remain neutral, as opposed to escalating with the anger of the person inconvenienced. As part of XR's action commitments for Rebellion Week, we ask that people refrain from property damage. We also ask that people don't carry weapons or drink alcohol or use other substances, because it's hard enough to do what we're doing without involving those other factors. All right, so here is some basic common sense stuff that will help your action go smoothly. When dealing with the police, we recommend at XR that you remain neutral and have minimal interaction with the police. So the only interaction you actually have to have with the police verbally is if they ask, once they've arrested you, they can ask for the information on your government-issued ID. And that is the only information that we recommend you give to the police. The police are trained to get information from you. The police may be friendly, they may be unfriendly, but the police are allowed to lie to you, but you are not allowed to lie to the police. So all in all, we recommend just be neutral and be silent when dealing with the NYPD. If you're doing a nonviolent direct action and the police come over to arrest you, it's important to remember a few things. First, do not resist arrest when the officer makes it clear that he or she are going to put the handcuffs on you and take you away. If you do resist arrest by going limp or by squirming around or by fighting the police, you will face higher charges and may have to spend the night in jail or face misdemeanor charges. Also, do not touch the police. So don't pat the police on the back. Avoid touching the police in any way, because you could get hit with assault of an officer or other higher charges. So refrain from touching the police. In terms of brutality, so far with XR NYC, our activists have not experienced police brutality. However, it's always useful to have somebody in your group filming the police if possible, so that you have a legal record of what went on, and because that is your right. If the police tell you they want you to turn off your camera, you can always say, "I'm not interfering with your investigation," and you can continue filming the police. You're interested in going out and doing a nonviolent direct action during Rebellion Week. You may be asking yourself, what kinds of charges could I be facing if I decide to do a direct action? So here is just some basic stuff to know. First, there's two kinds of charges that activists may face. The first kind of charge, which is by far the most common kind of charge in XR actions, is called a violation. Violations are not crimes. They don't appear on your record as crimes, and they're the equivalent of traffic ticket. Examples of actions where people are usually charged with a violation of disorderly conduct include blocking a road with your body by linking arms with others, that's called a soft block, or doing a die-in in an area. These kinds of actions generally result in violation charges, which are the lowest kind of charge and are not crimes. There are also actions where misdemeanor charges are more common. Examples of actions where misdemeanors could occur include spraying graffiti, climbing something, or blocking something using a prop, such as chains or other objects. All right, other things to know. If you're somebody with immigration issues or you have open warrants, we don't recommend in XR NYC that you risk arrest. If you're a teenager, if you're between 16 and 18 and you decide that you want to do a direct action, you should know that you will likely face slightly less harsh charges than adults for doing your direct action. However, your parents may be called. If you know that you're risking arrest and then you may be going to jail, here are some recommendations in terms of what to bring. The most important thing is to bring a government-issued ID, like a state ID or your driver's license. And that is because otherwise it will take the government much longer to process you, and you may have to spend the night in jail. And as a reminder, the only thing that we recommend that you say to the police if they ask you for any kind of information is what's on your government-issued ID. That's it. We recommend that you keep a few dollars on you, a few quarters on you, in case you're allowed to make a phone call. If you're in for just a few hours, you likely won't get the chance to make a phone call, but if you're in for a longer time, you may get a chance to make a phone call. It's not a good idea to bring your phone if you can help it. Try to pass off your phone to a friend before you get arrested if you're doing a direct action. And it's not a good idea to bring a lot of other stuff because the police will go through everything and inventory it and touch it, put it into a plastic bag, possibly voucher things, which means that you would have to go to someplace else to pick up your stuff afterwards. So really, it's best to just have your ID and a few dollars on you when you go into jail. And if you can have a friend who knows your name and date of birth, they can be there when you get out. Or if you're in an XR action, we call that jail support. And we have organized jail support for groups of people who get arrested. Other things to know: dress comfortable if you're going to jail. It can be cold in there, it can be hot in there, and don't wear hoodies with laces because they'll take the lace out. Here's the sequence of what happens after you're arrested when you're doing a direct action. The police will likely come over. Perhaps you're doing a soft block and blocking something. Perhaps you're doing a die-in. They will likely give some warnings. They may not, but they will likely play a recording saying that if you do not move, they will arrest you. At that point, eventually, they will come over and say you're under arrest. They will stand you up if you're lying down in a die-in, or they may take you by the shoulders if you're standing doing a block. They will put plastic cuffs on you, most likely plastic cuffs, could be metal cuffs. And then they will walk you to a vehicle, a police van or another police car, and they will drive you to a precinct. If you are doing a basic action like a roadblock or a die-in, they will process you, and then you will spend 4 to 14 hours in jail. Then you will be released with a desk appearance ticket, which will say that you have to come back to court between a month and 2 months later. You have a court date, usually at 9:30 in the morning. So you have to take off half a day of work if you're a 9-to-5 person. And you'll walk out of the precinct with your desk appearance ticket. Jail support will be there. They'll have asked where you were and found you. And then you will, it's a good idea to take a picture of your desk appearance ticket so that you don't have to worry about losing it. And jail support will also do that for you so that everything will be set when you come back to court in a month or two.